work all that well. So CFO kind of gave away a fair bit in draft, and we do see the Yuumi in the hands of Atlan, which means Shun will be our AD carry. And I do think that makes a lot of sense. Shun is definitely the more pop-off player.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say that, you know, just looking at this comp here from CFO, I'm just trying to piece out what would be their best opportunity to strike at the opponent, and I'm really coming up blanks in a lot of times. I feel like unless CFO can use this composition to snowball a big early game team fight, they're going to slowly bleed out. That's going to be my prediction for the game. I think J-Team has the far superior draft coming into this one. And taking a look at the roster here, and some of the summoners, we are going to get ghosts coming in from both sides. It's going to make it a lot harder to even catch that champion. And you also have the Glacial Augment. So once Enso gets the knock up, then you have to walk through a 60% slow field to get onto the Sivir. All of that seems to make things quite difficult.
Oh yeah. Now, here's the thing too. J-Team have not been allowed Zeri this entire split. This is Lily's first go on the champion. And also, J-Team have not lost on blue side. I feel like everything's kind of pointing a certain direction here, Clement.
I definitely think it is. I'm not too surprised about that. I'll be honest, I feel like this patch and the next patch is kind of hard for Mission to deal with. Well, with Syndra back, things definitely change quite a bit. You know, Syndra was kind of...
That's the one silver lining, right?
Yeah. But the Victor picks, the Corki being out of the meta, definitely doesn't do Mission all that many favors.
Yeah, it could be a potential struggle there. So, you know, we'll see if he's able to adapt coming to playoffs. Right now, they're just fighting out for the pole position, setting the stakes. We do want to talk about where these teams are at, right? With so many squads sitting at like 12 wins, 13 wins. Deep Cross Gaming currently the first team to hit that 13-win threshold. J-Team could very well catch up, though, as they have a couple more games in hand, having not been able to play in week number 5. A win here would definitely be a big statement, as they would then be looking to close out their regular split with games against Impunity and Beyond. Although Beyond did look pretty good. Now, we'll talk about that a little bit later because the gank is here at level 3, but they deny it the first blood. What a big play as Gemini turns it right around right now. Uniboy and Kongye did not know what hit him. Great response from CFO.
That was so nice from Gemini. He got the timing just right. Gemini, a long-time Lee Sin player. He definitely knew what was coming. Level 3 all-in, the perfect power spike for the Sylas. He predicts that is in the vicinity and flash stops onto Kongyue. So that changes the calculus quite a bit. You know, once the Lee Sin doesn't get going pre-6, Vi can start to take over.
Yeah, Kongyue gonna get spotted as well here, and really nice movement, relentless force coming through. You can see why the Vi value is there. We talk a lot about level 6 being the magic number for Vi players, but she does have other tools. Vault Breaker is a great gap close. You just have to wind it up, and can definitely duel with the best of them. So a reason why we're seeing this champion really come out a lot more in the meta.
Yeah, just absolutely critical play coming in here. The reason I was so worried about just going Vi and Talia was, you know, it's not really a 2v2 that it's easy to keep Talia alive in. But Gemini proved me wrong there. A great counter gank coming in from him.
Nice start. Protect the mission. I do think this is sort of a telegraph play to gank Mission, because when teams have been able to beat CFO, it is because they just give Mission a hard time and he tilts. True. It is a known fact. The protection is there, and I want to credit Gemini for doing a great job tracking. So far, we'll see what the rest of the other lanes do. It's always going to be a question mark when you have a substitution down in the bottom. So I'm curious to see Atlan's support. He's just playing Yuumi. Just gets to sit on top of his carry. Yuumi is just a fun champion if you don't want to have to press too many buttons.
Konger's going to try to get the look at this from Gemini. He smells
already
blood.
Here.
He's out of sight. He's going to go back in.
All right. And the Vault Breaker comes through. They manage to find it. And the Seismic Shove denies Kongye the kill. Mission playing fast and loose. They will not get a kill this time, but they do turn about quite a lot of damage. And Gemini's just got the sixth sense about when Kongye is going to be there.
These Lee Sin players, they got plenty of premonitions. And Gemini's coming back again. He's not spotted here.
Oh, boy.
Could be in trouble.
Yeah, that vision's
Rest here
denied by the
too.
control ward. Rest is here. Uniboy. Uniboy's got no flash. He's got the dash, the follow through, the vault breaker. Didn't even need that seismic shove. Gemini claims a well-earned kill for himself. CFO 2-0 in kills.
And this is going to spell trouble for the bot lane because so far, Atlan and Shin have actually been able to shove here, and now mid jungle is unleashed from CFO. So, oof, J-Team, they're going to have to expend a lot of resources to make sure they can keep track of the mission. If that tower dive comes in and then you see the cease and desist, I don't see how Little V survives that one.
Oh yeah, Little V. Could be in trouble. I think he can't really dodge things out. He didn't opt for the cleanse. He's trying to play it a little bit more aggressive, get the move speed, try and match what the Sivir can do, but that could be trouble for him. So
we're seeing the game.
Maybe he just.
This is
yeah.
Third time's the charm, I guess.
Maybe. Also, Enzo on a roam though. I mean, they could maybe make a difference if they grab. But Mission's playing very safe. Shout out to you. You got to be taking notes if you're watching this one, buddy, because this is how you play on no vision.
Yeah, you got to play with some friends here. Uniboy misses.
Okay, good dodge. Okay, that's the combo there. But Mission will get the shove off. Follow through. Kongye gets it, but he's going to die from the last tower shot, and that's absolutely worth it.
That's completely fine for Mission. You know, he still gets his level 6. He didn't have to burn an extra flash for that one. This Lee Sin is in a bit of trouble. Lee Sin could do great engages, but it's very mechanically demanding, and it's definitely not as tanky as a champion just from the natural stat growth compared to the Vi here. So, oof, this early game gone awry just means that CFO can start going into that tower diving phase. Look at this bot lane. This is where I'm most worried about. You have a Mission with an extra summoner advantage, extra EXP advantage, extra flash advantage. CFO should be very willing to use this.
Yeah, things have gone really well for CFO in the early game here, as they maybe gave us a little bit of pause in the pick and ban, but the execution so far has been about as close to flawless as you can imagine. J-Team must be frustrated at the moment with their efforts yielding little results on trying to shut down Mission. And look at this, Gemini playing for the lane gank up against Rock. We haven't checked in topside in a while, and it is going to be a level advantage for Rest. Not only a solid player.
This is much more of a cover gank coming in from CFO's side. He's cleared out his bottom, and Rest is shoving in a big wave, so I feel like cover gank into... I don't really want to dive Rock here. I feel like diving a Gwen probably.
No, it's fair. It's safe. It's safe. You don't have to. You know, she's got the ignite. You can, you trade 1-to-1. Also, Kongye is here, so let's see if Rest stays alive. He does get the tack sweep out, but the red smite's on him.
No flash.
Trying to hookshot away, follow through Kongye. That damage execution is huge. I don't think anyone was expecting it. Kongye getting a little bit respect back. That's gonna open up Herald.
I'm surprised at how easy it was for him to actually just kill the top laner right there. No flash of Rest, of course, and he just hookshot out of there, so he didn't have the ability. Just got there at a wrong time. Probably should not have checked the Rock.
Yeah, a little unfortunate that he just took his time about it, as he'd already taken a little bit of damage in the trade from Rock. So J-Team finding little ways back into this one. They're not very far behind. 1,000 gold lead is not nothing, but
going for bot.
They have been able to at least get some extra gold accelerating Kongye. Gemini starting off onto this dragon. 9 minutes, a little bit late on the dragon start. Enzo, see if he gets a ward out to spot it. No, he's just going to walk right by.
And it's a little bit unfortunate for Enzo. He actually wasn't needed for that Herald play. And in the meantime, Shun is going to be able to pick up 2 plates. And this is where things get dicey, because right now Uniboy can't follow into the bot side. You can see how worried JT are. Double pinks into the bot side around the tower here.
Rock gonna send some minions back this way. Level advantage on him this time around, and he's gonna be able to get a few plates for himself, at least one right now.
He had Rest to hold on to his TP, walk straight back to lane here. He is probably gonna go for the Divine Sunderer build. Pretty standard stuff. In the meantime, Gemini. This is why Vi has been pretty viable.
Kempunk Chainsword, baby, let's go. Vi stands for viable, don't you know?
Yeah, I thought it stood for violence, but viable is good as well.
It stands for a lot of things, you know. Hey, look, Vi is famous now. You know, she's one of the stars of this hit TV show, Emmy nominated. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called Arcane.
I've heard of it. I'm wondering if Vi is missing a tooth. You know, I always get, I have a fear of losing my teeth, so I just feel like it, you know, at the fight at the end. Are probably not particularly important as we have a potential.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We have time for a little bit of dental talk as Gemini gets tagged by Kongye. Maybe we don't actually. And man, the follow through. Kongye certainly has the aggressive instinct, and talk about kicking a few teeth in.
A beautiful find waiting on the Q2 there as well to follow Gemini over the wall, forces him away. He's at half HP, but Gemini is going to do the unexpected and just turn around and come back for this one. I think, again, this is going to be a cover game. I don't see Rock really falling for this one. Yep.
Yeah. Rock playing nice and safe. I mean, we talked about these top laners really, honestly, world-class, both of them. Rock has definitely been very, very solid for J-Team. And Rest, I think, is very much a known quantity. In addition to being a great player, also the BM king of our league. Hasn't slammed any emotes today, though. So maybe he's taking a break.
Really nicely done by Rock here. He's just going back out of range. And oh, the two-man.
Good double knockup. Kongye's not quite there yet, but here we go. That's going to be instantly the rush into the Spark Surge. Kongye with the execution Shun immediately flashes back after having used his On the Hunt and Ghost. All of the tools popped to deny the second death. And woo, J-Team finding openings with Enzo.
Yeah, CFO a little bit too slow right there. I feel like they thought Kongye was still onto the top side, but he's already made his way there. Unnecessary face check for a CFO. They get the two-man knockup onto the Yumi carry, and that's going to be a huge boon for this Zeri here. Already off to a good start, and out of nowhere, Kongye already had 3 kills.
You can never count this guy out. It doesn't matter how many times he fails the gank. Kongye will find a way to be relevant. Gore Drinker complete at 12 minutes. And would you look at that? The gold is just about even from that early deficit. Lilby is a little caught isolated. Oh, man, he's playing really around the edge. But Shin did not have the execution potential. No mana and no ult.
There is a big dive coming here. Let's see if Lilby can finish the TP. Most likely, yes. CFO starting to look for that roam, and I have to remind everyone, it's been 12 minutes into the game. We have not seen a single Weaver's Wall.
No, that is a bit weird. Mission, where are you at right now? Kongye gonna look for Rest, hook shot, keep him safe.
Ooh, the
Q
stun.
denial. Nope, goes back in for round 2. There we go. And Enzo, where the heck did he come from? Kongye's got kill number 4.
Oh, that was such a smart play. CFO actually took way too much time in the bot lane trying to get this tower dive down, and in the meantime, Enzo just leaves lane. He's like, well, it's a 4v2 anyway. We can't defend it. Might as well go top. So J-Team, out of nowhere, they claw back all of the advantages, and I just saw a cheeky smile there from Enzo.
Oh, yeah. Well, he knows that he's doing some work this game. That Alice is coming up huge. Beauty Boy is 1v3. There is going to be mission to even greater make the odds as he's got a little bit of time. Rock coming in. This is actually going to be turnaround. As Enzo comes in for the second wind effort, CFO just didn't have the target prio for this, and the cavalry has arrived as J-Team move their way in. Gemini goes down, and that's going to be all she wrote for that dive down bot.
Beautiful play from Uniboy there. He gets the final chapter onto the Vi, sticks her after the season desist, and is able to flash out of the seismic shove. Now Shun is in trouble.
Yeah, and so is Atlan at this point. They combo up and take down the 80 carry. Well, not just yet. He stayed alive for a few more seconds. Finally, a little bit of fall. And Enzo takes in a couple extra tower shots. Mission doing some serious work with the seismic shoves into those threaded volleys. It ends up being a 1-4-1 off the back of that. But the tower is going to fall in the favor of J-Team. This will be first brick at about 14 minutes and 15 seconds.
Mission
looking
staying.
for more. Yeah, Kongye is as well. And let's see if we can get the interrupt on.
Oops.
Kick already expended just to turn Gemini sideways, but fights are just so scrappy. They keep going back and forth.
That was kind of a cool play, a bit of an overreach for Kongye. It was good to look at though. I think he wanted to kick Gemini out of the way and get the Q1, Q2, and then just realized, wait a minute, Mission's still way too healthy for this one. So calls it quits, backs out. I feel like they're happy to trade away the tower and kills for this Hextech break, but it does give CFO a little bit of a window into a win condition here as they're looking at a potential Infernal Soul 10 minutes down the line. We're going to catch Uniboy with this beautiful play again. Final chapter, definitely the correct play into this one. He's able to interrupt and make it really difficult for Mission and Gemini to follow up. Flashes away from the seismic shove. Yes, the kill, and then party's on.
Meanwhile, lolclips just outplays Shun. That was 1v1. That was a straight up 1v1.
I feel like Shun was out of position, and he just decided on taking up the solo.
Yeah, that's what you call limit testing. Unfortunately, he found it. I want to see that replay.
Always good to know your limits, I guess.
Yeah, it's important. How else will you surpass them? Uh-oh, Rest. Well, he's got a hook shot. He's probably going to be fine, but they wanted to land the chains on. Boy not going to be able to do it. He does have the cease and desist, but not going to use it. Dive too deep. Another tower gets cut to ribbons by J-Team as they extend that gold lead. Let's take a look at what happened here. Shun.
Yeah, I think it was just out of position, and he figured out a little bit too late.
Yeah,
Hello.
Okay. It wasn't a 1v1. Enzo was there too. It's not entirely fair.
We did see the flash being expended by Little V, and Shun, wasn't really all that close to be honest. And J-Team able to snag away a lot of.
Oh boy!
He touches out
for the finisher. Lil V staying alive. How did that happen? Oh, how much health did he have?
Oh, that was sad to look at. And that's the power of Alistar. Alistar just is able to shut down these dive at you compositions so easily.
All right, back to the safety of the turrets. And that's going to be the reset here. J-Team still looking at the lead.
And CFO, I think the most important thing for them is that they haven't been able to find a CFO. Like, none of these kills have actually came out of picking people. They've been counter ganks for CFO's side. So I'm looking at this map, and I don't think they have good chances to split up here. You have the solo lane advantage, I would say, still on the side of J-Team here. Camille is getting there onto the point, but not yet.
Camille's going to need some time. But I think the worry right now is that J-Team, they're happy to have time because they have the scaling on their side. Boy getting jumped in on. Rest is there with that tack sweep. Going to try and cut him down a little bit low, but Enzo going to cut off the cavalry as Gemini goes in, finds Little V on the cease and desist, but he will not cease, nor will he desist. As they go for the counter engage, looking for Rest right now. Needlework on into the wet mist, and well, Rest has really got nowhere to go even through the Hextech ultimatum. Rock is going to take him out of this, and the rock wall just crumbles on the opposite side. CFO will be able to claim that mid-outer as it's now 3-3 in Towers map fully open here.
Yeah, CFO again go for a pick, but if you look at the map, J-Team members actually arrived there first. We didn't see the Weaver's Wall come out early enough. It was a late cut, and Rest still died for it. And that's, I think, the problem with CFO's composition in general is that, the Alistar is such a good counter to what they want to do. They were able to block the Vi Yuumi and just keep them out of joining onto the Uniboy kill in the top side. They get turned around, and then you have the Sivir and Talia just roaming aimlessly in the mid lane. So, I think they need to wait a little while longer for Camille to have a big enough lead where she can draw multiple members and then find the pick on the other side of the map where Camille isn't at.
CFO are going to have to exercise a little bit of patience here. And I think that is one thing they've struggled with a little bit. This is a team that just loves to roll over their opponents, and when they don't, I think you can tell they get a little bit antsy, right? It's not just Mission that gets a little upset when things don't quite go the way he would like, and the rest of the team sometimes struggles with it. 19 minutes on the clock, though. It is a gold lead of just about 2,000 in favor of J-Team. Seismic shove onto the Unraveled Earth. Enzo just going to shrug it off. Another thing that CFO are going to have to watch out for, though, apart from the time they need for their Camille to ramp up, is the fact that Lil V has not died this game, sitting on those 2 items, has had that Cole early game to try and accelerate into the late, and I don't know, man. A Fed Zeri, that's definitely something you got to be concerned about. Uniboy going to find Rest, chases him off the inner tower. CFO going to try and control the area around the Baron pit, but they maybe should be taking their sights down to the bottom side as it's going to be Infernal Dragon in 10 seconds.
This is really smart play from J-Team. They're not trying to fight CFO where they have vision. So they see the Camille getting a lot of chip damage on top tower. They're like, this is fine. We're not going to overreact to this one. Nobody go face check into the Infernal side, into the Infernal blue buff here. We're just going to play the other side of the map, try to take their tower down, and they actually get more tower damage there.
Oh, Uni Boy. He's just holding on. 3 members right now. Steals the cease and desist and just says, you cannot pass. It's going to be the Gandalf for J-Team. It's on the clock. J-Team cutting down the Drake stack, too. I mean, CFO, that win condition, that gets a little harder now with this toll.
True, and, you know, J-Team, I think they're starting to take full control here. We're seeing the Gwen really power up. That was a 20-plus CS trade on the side of Rock as he went towards the bot lane tower there. They now have full control of the top side around Baron, which means CFO does have to face check into this one. I think CFO's best opportunity is to get these scattered wards. They have a lot of them on the red side, and hopefully find a pick.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult when J-Team are playing as well together as they have been. The vision coverage is good, though, and I think that's critical. As long as you can get wards and play team don't know about, that's going to be a difference maker.
Yeah, and
speaking of, yeah, Shadow Flame for the Gwen build, so side lane threat also going to be pretty tough, too, and in team fights.
A lot of damage going into the back line. You know, that's typically the more HP difference between you and the target that you're attacking. That means that Rock definitely looking for a mission or shouldn't kill right here. I think that's a pretty smart buy. It's more of a team fight centric buy for sure. But at this point, J-Team can't afford to go onto that route. We also have the Zhonya's ready for Uniboy, so a very aggressive build right here. CFO, they don't get any opportunity to come in here. I did want to point out the rest does have that TP, but all of those backline wards have now expired.
Yeah, not much they can do with it. And the TP advantage is in favor of J-Team, actually, because Mission's not on it currently with the spellbook.
True.
So, J-Team, you know, they know they have every edge here, and the game just starts to get better and better for them for the most part. Rest's Camille has just not been able to get online in the way that they'd like it to, and he needs to turn that Tiamat into something a little bit bigger before they're really going to have that side lane impact. And unfortunately, he's completely outnumbered, so the inner tower will fall. And the threat is real of the counter dive. Uniboy stealing away the Hextech ultimatum.
Just moving across the map right now. CFO still trying to get something off. I feel like the way that CFO is going to play this is they're probably going to give up the next Infernal Drake and then try to set up vision on top side of the Baron. So the play here is J-Team most likely going to go for Infernal Drake. They're going to let them set up. They're going to make it look like, you know, some brass is being thrown there. But there's probably just going to be 1 or 2 members close to the bot side. The rest of the members are going to pretend like they're taking the Baron, and then they're going to force J-Team to walk in afterwards. I feel like that's the play. Enzo's unspotted, and Mission could be in danger here. Oh! Gets out. And
that was close. Sorry, you didn't lose me. I promise you didn't lose me this time, but I'm still there.
I was scared.
Alright. So we'll see if everything looks good going forward. But at the moment, CFO are still going to be looking for an opening, looking for something somewhere on the map, but they just need a little bit of time. They need to find those picks if possible.
I've just got word that I am going to be holding on for production for now, so we're going to get a bit of a solo cast. Time to sharpen up my play-by-play, and then still have a couple play-by-play games tomorrow. We will hear Pyra back when production says so. And now we have a potential catch coming in from CFO, but a lot of members of J-Team already there. 4 members there. CFO try to get the 5v4. They know that Silas is in the top side, so they're looking for that opportunity. But J-Team very cleverly playing close to their towers. They know that they still have 40 seconds, so they're going to wait until that last buy comes in before they finally venture out into the map. CFO just having no luck with the Weaver's Wall with the pick this game whatsoever. And now we are going to see if Shin can kind of survive this encounter. And he's going to be able to walk back. Now J-Team's fully grouped up, and this is the play I think CFO have to utilize is they can harass, they can pretend like they want to contest, but the real play should be around Baron. And there we go. We see the pings going down to the Baron pit. Unfortunately for them, J-Team already has a ping right there, so they're warding out. Let's see how many members they can get from J-Team to respond to this one. We actually see a full line of backs here from Gwen. Okay, no, they're actually just going to take the Drake. I think that's the the safer play. J-Team, like me, understand that this is most likely a bluff onto the top side, and it's just to try and play for catches. So they're going to take their sweet time in taking down this Infernal Drake. CFO, in the meantime, they do get some constellation prizes. They set up the vision, but unfortunately for them, they're not clearing all of it out. There is still a, I believe that's a blue trinket there in the Baron. So CFO are finally going to get it, but that was a little bit late. That was unfortunate for CFO. There was no real threat that J-Team was going to lose the Baron. And now with that opportunity gone, J-Team now move onto the map with their Infernal secured, with an extra back, and CFO lose a big opportunity to make plays happen. Great play by J-Team. I love the vision control here. I love the patience that they have. Gemini has to run in front of the cow, and we are going to get J-Team now on the flip side, looking to bait the Baron play. Enzo trying to deny Gemini here. Gemini still doesn't have vision of it. They're pinging it out. Rest most likely going to have to use a teleport here. He does have a lot of backline teleport, so maybe Rest can make something happen. Mission's going to check one brush. Sees Enzo. Oh, and Fire's back.
Thank you for hanging on for this one. We're into this, just into the fight now as the Baron is trying to go, but it's Gemini and Mission just comboing up. The Baron does go the way of J-Team, however, they have to get out.
Well, Shin still firing away here. Rock is going to be the sacrificial lamb as we have only 2 members alive on the side of J-Team. Kongri and Little V walk out. I would say that's a great find for CFO there. You know, they get the kills they needed, big shutdowns across the board, especially onto Yinaboy there. I think J-Team unfortunately overplayed their hands on the amount of members that were supposed to be on the top side of that Baron. In my view, it was probably enough for Gemini, for Enzo to be there, but they had the 2-man instead, and they also tried to engage on this one. I feel like this was a little bit ambitious. You know, sending 2 people to screen just for the Baron play, probably not the best idea here. If I'm CFO, I'm happy to know that I've been able to get a couple of big shutdowns right here, especially onto Silas, and we're going to take a good look on where those kills actually went. If they went on to Rest, that really changes a lot of the dynamics. He's going to be so far ahead in terms of the itemization, in terms of what he wants to do on the map as a split pusher. Unfortunately, only 1 kill.
All right. I think it was a false alarm before, but thank you for covering, Clement. I believe we are back and ready. Things have been pretty hectic in this game. Well, let's see if they stay that way. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And good play by play. You know, you've been flexing a lot lately. Extra practice.
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity, Byron.
Yeah. Well, you could say it was me. You could say Gremlins wanted to have a little bit of fun with me. But you know, we've had just about everything today, and I think might as well toss that one in. But as things stand, right? J-Team getting those 2 Infernals, that's been huge. They themselves start to look to build a Drake stack. They have good late game potential. But let's see if Mission can change things here as they've cut off Uniboy, but he just goes right over the wall because he's Silas. And he does stuff like that.
Yeah, an interesting attempt here by Mission. I feel like he was just trying to buy time. So if you cut this full wave off, you basically cut 1 minute off of the Baron buff. Actually a pretty smart play now that I think about it, from Mission's advantage here. And every second you buy here is more time that Camille is going to get to that split pushing edge. I feel like at 3 items now, she should be pretty confident in taking down Rock into the top side. Both of them are running ignites here, and that just means that you know, Rest is going to be able to demand attention. Mission spotted out though.
Yeah, spell shield popped by Kongye with that Q. So with the Dragon being set up for the next minute, that's going to be pretty crucial. Both these teams will be looking to earn soul points at the very least. And you're right, Camille, buying time for her, that's definitely pretty big. 3 items, you're happy with where you're at the moment, and you can just keep moving forward. And you've not given any more kills over to Lil V. So while he was a pretty fed Zeri, it's meaning less and less if you can keep denying him. You'd love to get the kill, but just not feeding him, that's always a good start.
True, and we do have the Zeri going for the GA. GA has been a big item all throughout today because there's been so many of these Vi Yumi compositions. that aim to kill the backline right off the bat. Now with the stopwatch, it's going to be harder to do. So I'm trying to think of what is the correct target priority for CFO, and I'm coming up pretty empty. I think almost all the members here can survive burst damage coming in from the counter power. Now J-Team on a route to the third Inferno.
That was completely free. They didn't even contest it on the CFO side. Rest could be in some trouble himself, so he was pushed down the side lanes, does get the hook shot over, but Enzo looking to come in for the big knock-up play. The Weaver's Wall going to come a little bit late here. Rest does buy some time. The teleport coming through, and they're just going to look to try and finish the kills off on this one. Kongi flashing back, gets kicked into the side of the wall. Shut down gold for the Lee Sin. The rest of CFO coming a little bit late. Hextech ultimatum going away and used. Shut down. Now Lil V pocketing all that gold by taking Mission out of this fight. In the 5v3, the push, the siege, it's on. Enzo hopping through the wall. They're looking for more. Not done yet. They will end it right here, right now. J-Team, I think they can do it here, Clement. As Jedi gets popped, they sweep away the rest of CFO, and they will charge into the base to end this game right here, right now. Closing us out on day 2 of the final week of regular season play. J-Team wanted 2 wins on the board, and lo and behold, they will get them first against the Titans of the PCS, PSG Talent, and now against the J-Team's sister team, CFO. J-Team improved